Hey everyone, Koi here. So you want to learn how to draw paper style. I have drawn, pardon me. I have drawn the FPE paper style for about almost an entire year now, and I'm still practicing to this day. Here in this guide, I will give you the tips I have available, as well as a video at the end that shows a good example on how to draw the basic shape for a paper human. Okay, so first off, you're going to need some good references when you want to make like a specific type of character. You can still try to have at it and improvise, like I usually do. But references are like really helpful to get a grip on how you want to shape the character's appearance. Especially if they have things like sharp teeth or a certain style in their eye appearance. Hair especially. And so on. I suggest that you look at the wiki for any art designs from the official FPE video. You can also Google search ideas, but I do suggest being careful because sometimes you can run into a naughty image, I'll say. Additionally, there are other fan-made videos. I think that's kind of a good option to go to some degree, because depending on what you want to draw, you might need like a different angle for your character. I don't know if you want to do something like a comic or just draw a character for fun. Either way. Another idea I can recommend is maybe look at certain old cartoons. Because when I look at certain characters' feet, my mind just kind of drifts over to old shows like The Powerpuff Girls and Dexter's Laboratory, and occasionally even older cartoons, like, let's see, yeah, like Oswald the Lucky Rabbit. Alright, second thing I want to say is you don't have to only draw paper humans. There's like various characters I've seen in the FPE fandom. Especially when I think of one of my OCs. Let's see, his name was Billy. He's like literally a lamppost. A street lamp. That's like one of the things I enjoy about drawing FPE characters is it's not just people. You can just have at it, make a mythical creature, or whatever inanimate living object you want. Just go with it. Okay. So we're moving on to details regarding actually drawing the characters. First of all, this is something I suggest taking advantage of the layering system in your whatever drawing application you have. Layers are going to be like a big help, especially if you're a first-timer or just a perfectionist when it comes to drawing your art like I am. But legitimately, it's the layer system that really helps me when I just want to draw the white paper outline last. Yeah. The white paper outline of your character is going to be the last step after you finish drawing everything else from details that you want to for your OC. Now, if drawing a paper human or, a humanoid character, be sure to start off with drawing the head. Now, it'll be different from every angle, but we'll start with the character facing forward, because that's just much easier. Now, use the circle tool to shape it into an oval. That's going to be the base you work off of. As stated, if you're creating a new character, then I highly recommend drawing on a layer on top of this one. Right on top of the circle, I'll say. That way you can experiment with different ideas. Especially if you need time to think over how you want the hair to be. Now, one of the big things I want to point out, I'm pretty sure a lot of you have already figured this part out, but FPE characters, or even just the paper style alone, tends to look kinda angular. With some curves, of course. So this is the other thing I recommend to do. Be sure to utilize the line tool for certain parts of the body, like the arms, and then of course the legs, and yeah. One of the things about the arms is it gets a little wider as you progress towards the hands. Same thing for the feet, on the legs. You're probably able to tell that through the model I'm using right now. And another thing I will note, for the basic build for the female and male paper humans, let's see. Okay. So I want to say that for starters, you don't have to go with the build I'm using. You can change it up a little, make the character wider, make them super skinny. They could even have like pointy legs like Missbloomie. But the most common thing I noticed for the female specifically is normally they're like kind of slim on certain parts of the body, including the waist. But pardon me if I say this, the boobs point out. Sorry. Yeah. The boobs do tend to point out in whatever picture or angle you have the character in. So yeah, with drawing that particular detail for the female models, or drawings, or whatever you're going to use this for, I suggest that you have like a separate layer and draw like a curved line so that you can use this as a guide. It takes a little practice, and again, I do suggest looking at some pictures and references so everything is like looking as good as it can be. Meanwhile, for the human male paper humans, I think they're like relatively more simple in their build. They're like a little more square for the body. Sometimes they can look a little taller too. Now remember, you can always change the appearances of the body parts for these characters. For example, the character Angel does have, like, his arms are black, and he has claw tips, or what looks to be claw tips for his fingers. For whatever you're going for with your character, you can always add things like tails, wings, horns, or maybe an object for a part of the body. I think Cubby is like one good example of that. He pretty much has a pencil sharpener for a body. One other thing I will note is, for the majority of the time, FPE characters, or the paper humans, tend to not have a neck. However, there are certain exceptions. There are certain exceptions regarding character designs. Like Charlie, for example. He's like literally a magnifying glass that I have designed for a certain role. I want him to look recognizable as a magnifying glass. So I just kept you could say the handle neck part of his body on. Now, I think that wraps up the basics of what I have to offer. Now, there is no wrong way to design a character. Like, not at all. You can go wild with it. It's meant to be something to have fun and experiment with. You can even have them be like genderless or gender fluid. You know, it's yours. You guys are the artists who get to decide the final end result of your characters. I can't say it otherwise. So that's all I have to say. Leave a comment down below, and please do let me know if this video guide had helped you at all. Ask me a question if you really need to. I'll do my best to answer it. And yeah, stay safe and creative, everyone. Ciao.